I'm going to take my riding helmet, which is just boring black, well, sleek black, whatever. Anyway, we're going to take this super basic helmet and we are going to cover it completely in glitter, like 100% covered. So excited. It's going to be so extra, and I think it's going to be so great. Alright, so let's get started. So I have my regular schooling helmet. It's black. It's a couple years old. It's got scratches and dings. So we're going to cover that up though with all this glitter. I grabbed all my supplies. First thing we're going to do is take the rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol is great because it dries so much faster than water. And I'm just using this to go over the entire helmet lightly to get rid of any dirt or stuff that's on there, because the glue won't be able to properly adhere if the helmet is wet or if it's dirty. So get that all cleaned up. The other supplies that I have grabbed are, I have 8 ounces of glitter. I didn't know how much I would need, so I just got the big container. I also have the original matte Mod Podge and some tack-on bristle brushes. And the helmet is already dry because that alcohol dries super quick, so we're ready to move on. It might not make a difference because I'm going to cover this all with glitter, but tack-on is supposed to not leave as many visible brush strokes as just using a foam brush would. And oh my gosh, I expected there to be a little paper seal in that glitter, and there was not. And the Mod Podge does though. Now, if you care, you can cover your work surface in paper or cardboard. This is my work table. It's already pretty covered, so I don't really mind. But if you want that extra protection, you go for it.
Perfect.
Now, when I dip the brush in, I'm just dipping it in just the tiniest bit, just like 1/8 of an inch in. You really don't want to just put it all the way in. So just a tiny, tiny bit in and really thin coverage. Also, one of the things that I learned in just a few seconds down this video is that if you try and do the whole helmet at once, the Mod Podge will dry before you can put your glue down. So that didn't work very well trying to paint like this. So you're gonna want to not do this. Just go ahead and learn from my mistakes and do small sections. Okay, when you get out your glitter, one of the things I recommend is having a little container like I have here on my table, and that way when you are pouring out your glitter or shaking it onto your helmet, and that's just a used like takeout cover, that will catch any extra glitter that falls, and it just makes cleanup just a little bit easier. It's still a messy project no matter what. So you can see that that glue ended up drying faster than I was ready for. So this is when I start just doing small sections at a time and then gluing and glittering smaller sections so that the glue can adhere before that glue dries. So the glitter can adhere before the glue dries. Yeah, that worked way better. And you're just going to go ahead and continue to work your way all around the entire helmet in those smaller sections, putting down the glue and applying the glitter. While I was making this, I had the feeling that I was making a disco ball, and honestly, it was an amazing feeling. I loved it. It was so fun.
Perfect.
One of the things that you'll notice is that as I'm putting down the glue, I am avoiding the air vents. You can see there's a couple of them in the front and a couple of them in the back, and they just provide a little bit of extra ventilation. And what I'm doing now is I'm just taking this slightly smaller paintbrush and just going through those air vents to make sure that they're not getting plugged up with either glitter or with glue. So I suppose if you wanted, you could fill them in, but it's nice to keep that little bit of extra ventilation because helmets can get a little bit hot and uncomfortable. So I'm just kind of clearing those out, keeping it tidy.
Perfect.
And just take your time going through. It's kind of a medium length project. It's not super fast, but it's also not the slowest thing. And here I am working on the very front of the helmet, and what I'm doing here is I do the top, and then right along that front edge I just put a little tiny bead of glue so that there would be glitter along that as well. I just really wanted it to have that finish of glitter kind of along that front edge of the helmet. Looking good. And then the last thing I did when I kind of set it down to dry was I ended up just taking the lid of the glitter bottle to prop up under the helmet so that way the front of the bill where I put that glitter wouldn't get squished.
Also, if you care about your Mod Podge, I did get some glitter in there, so you could always pour some out into a smaller ramekin and get glitter from there. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Okay, so here we are. It's looking amazing. So the Mod Podge directions say to leave it alone for 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go wait for half an hour, then come back, put on a second coat of Mod Podge, a second layer of glitter, and then finally, after another waiting period, seal it all in with a final coat of Mod Podge. I am so in love. It's looking so amazing.
Okay, so I just poured all the extra glitter back in, and this thing is basically still full. So that used hardly any glitter. So I also went ahead and grabbed a little container and put some Mod Podge in this.
Another thing that I wanted to mention is that my glitter container that I use for the overflow, when I pour the glitter in and it settles in that takeout container, I'll just take all that glitter in that clear plastic container and pour it back into the original jar.
Raynella, what do you think? Raynella, come here. Raynella. What do you think? It looks, oh my gosh. Okay, well, here you have it. The final product, the total glitter helmet. It's amazing. I think it's so fabulous, and I am gonna wear this, and I'm gonna love it. So I hope that you had fun kind of following along. I hope that you glitterify your helmet too, and go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. Happy trails. Bye.